Welcome back to Slothbox. I'm Lyndon Dixon. As usual, this video is brought to you by the Excelsior Sporting Club. Today I'm joined again by the main man, channel favourite, Sajid Abid. Saj, how are you getting on, mate?
I'm not too bad, Lyndon. How's things with you?
Yeah, not too bad. Struggling in the heat, but we move, mate.
You know, the good thing is that at the moment I don't really have to worry about training, so I
Mm.
couldn't care less about the heat. I'm
Yeah.
just, no, I've probably got like another couple of weeks before I have to get my head down and
Mm.
get ready for this title.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about getting your head down soon, mate. We need to talk about that last fight. I mean, a few weeks back you made the homecoming back in Derby, but headlining in front of your fans, your people, how did that feel?
Oh, you know what? It was great to be back in Derby. Um, like I said, I've been fighting in some very interesting places,
Mm.
but nothing quite beats the feeling of being back home in front of your people. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. You know, It was a nice steady fight. It was more of a learning fight for me. Personal opinion, I could have stuck it on him and stopped him at any point. But I wanted to use this as an opportunity to learn some of the things my new trainer has been teaching me.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've been working a lot on that.
Mm. Well, you mentioned some of those crazy places. I mean, York Hall's practically your second home. You fought in Jeddah. You fought in Dubai.
Mm.
I could go on. Sure. Did you get emotional being back in Derby because you've had to travel so much on the road for so much of your career? Did it feel
Yeah.
emotional in those changing rooms, a stone's
It, it,
throw away from your home?
yeah, you know what? It was nice to say to my family, to my friends, look, guys, I'm just around the corner.
Mm.
I'm fighting around the corner. So, thank you so much for traveling out as much as you can. Um, Let me just make it a bit easier for you and come around corners. So it was nice. It was really nice.
Mm.
Got to see a few more people. Got to see me fight. But unfortunately can't because of distance. But it was good. It was good to have everyone there.
Mm. Well, talk to me a little bit about the actual fight yourself. You said you felt you could have stuck it on him at any moment, but was it really one of those fights where you're just using those things that you've been learning?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it did help that I was a bit of a fat shit for that fight. I was a super welterweight. If to put it bluntly, obviously
Mm.
I normally fight at super lightweight, but because it wasn't a championship fight, I could afford to have a kebab or two. And
Mm.
the thing is, I can say it now because the fight's over and done with. I had a kebab like a few days before the fight. I don't want to tell anyone. Yeah.
Right, championship mentality.
Yeah, no, exactly, exactly. I I woke up in the morning and I was like, please don't let it hit me. And
Mm.
I was like a kg over, so I had to whack on a sweatsuit, do a bit of skipping, and then job done. But the comfort of having the arena, the venue was literally around the corner from my house, so
Mm.
I could wake up, turn up in my pajamas, half an hour before the fight, and get ready. I was like, mate, it couldn't be any more convenient.
Mm.
So yeah, it was all right. So it was, like I said, at super welterweight, so you can imagine I felt stronger.
Mm.
Fitness was an issue. It was a nice 6 round. As you can imagine, the last couple of fights have been 10 rounds for me, so
Yeah, yeah.
it was nice to take things in my stride. I hurt Fonz a few times, and he did get back to me after the fight saying, "Mate, you're a good fighter. You're one of the toughest guys I've come across, and you hurt me." And to get that kind of feedback from someone like him who's been in the ring
Yeah.
with hundreds of prospects, it means the world, and it's something I can capitalize on. So, and I like to say working with my new trainer has made a big difference in a lot of things. My punch selection, the precision in my punches, my movement, everything. So,
Mm.
and that's only a short space of 4 weeks working with him. Moving forward, I've got a whole camp with him for the English titles, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Mm. Well, mate, perfect timing. You mentioned the English title. How close are we to that? I know you said you haven't got a fight date yet, but how close are we to that? And how excited are you for that? Because every time we spoke, I think we spoke like over a year ago now for the first time, and you
Yeah,
was
yeah.
telling me that's what you wanted. And here
Mhm.
we are, probably what, a few months away?
Honestly, it looks like it's my next fight. It's my next fight. I've done everything my manager has asked of me. Been in some pretty tough fights, but come out the winner. So they said to me, "Look, the next fight is for the English title." So, well, as far as how excited I am, like we've been speaking throughout the years, I've been wanting this for a very long time now. So I'm excited that sooner or later, my hard work, I'll be able to finish that story with a belt. So, and then push forward from there.
And that's the thing, like a question I've got down here. I was thinking about you, and that's the thing. You've been chasing this English belt for so long, and that's been the vision. That belt around your waist, your hand lifted in the ring at the end of the fight, and now it's so close. It's like, how much are you thinking past that? Not thinking, oh, I'm just going to win, but it's been the vision for so long, just for the English, just getting there. But is it now like, actually, I'm gonna fucking push on even further? Like, where's your head at in terms of aspiration at the minute?
Oh, definitely. The last couple of years has proven to me that I'm a lot better than what I thought I was, and all it takes is the hard work. So, my current focus is the English title, as you can imagine.
Mm,
Not to say that I can't push forward. That's a goal. Once I get the English title, I am going to push forwards, but I can't overlook whoever I'm going to fight
yeah.
for the title. So, look, I'm going out my comfort zone. I'm leaving my home city of Derby to stay in Wakefield for a couple of months to train non-stop, Mondays to Friday, even Saturday, to finally train like a professional athlete, like an elite level athlete, where all I do is train.
Mm,
Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be working alongside, but working from home, so it makes it a bit easier, so I can to and from my hours when needed. But I will
mm.
be training, excuse me, very hard for this fight, hardest I have for any fight.
Are there any whispers yet on maybe who it could be or where it could be, or is it all really early
Potentially,
doors?
I mean, I'd like to think it'll be at your call, but you know boxing as well as I do, mate. You just never know with these things, so you just kind of have to like. Thankfully, Steve has just given me the one job, and that's all I need to do, and it's just train. And he goes, "Saj, don't worry, I'll sort the rest out."
Mm,
And and that makes life easier. All I have to do is worry about the training, and yeah,
mm. Well, moving on from yourself a little bit, a fight that all boxing fans have been looking forward to for too long is Spence Crawford. It's here,
bang.
mate. Who's the winner? Who's going to be the winner at the end of that?
Oh,
I'm sorry to ask, but
no,
I've
no,
got to know.
no. I want to say Crawford. Don't ask me why, because they're both just immaculate boxers, aren't they?
Mm,
Look what Spence did to Brooks, and it's like they're hard hitting fighters. They're very technical. They're the best in the game. They're the best in the
mm,
division currently, and it's it's refreshing to see finally two prime fighters, the best in their division, in their game, finally fight. Because at times you get big names who are, who you look upon as being a dream fight, but one is at the end of their peak, one is starting to peak, and it ain't the same. But these two guys are currently in their peak, and so it just makes it such an interesting fight,
mm.
like such a good fight. So I'm saying Crawford. I don't know. I just had boys like Crawford, so I'm going Crawford. I want to say stoppage, but them some. Oh, I'm just saying Crawford. End off.
Okay. Well, the next question, it's a bit of a different one. I feel like British boxing fans are getting a bit fed up with the whole Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua
Yeah.
shenanigans. Because, yeah, we know that fight's probably not next, but it's at the point where it's like, it's constant on social media, the back and forth and stuff. But I just wanted to get your perspective because I feel like in this situation, yours is quite unique because the Fury family walked you out for your debut. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
you're best mates with Tyson. I'm not trying to say that, but
Mm.
the Tyson that we see on social media, is that the real Tyson Fury? And what can we take from him saying all of the stuff that he says?
Yeah, it's with a lot of things. Most boxers say what they do to stay relevant,
Mm,
especially on social media. So as long as you stay relevant on social media, there'll be interest. So they're both not active as far as fighting's concerned, but to keep them relevant in the scene, they just have to talk a lot of shit. And that's with a lot of things in general, especially with social media. Most of these fighters just talk shit to stay relevant.
mm,
Whether they're going to follow through, whatever they say, it doesn't matter, but it gets people thinking.
Do you feel like that's the right thing to do? Because Tyson Fury, I mean, you look back when he fought Wilder, he was one of the, I think he got Sports Personality of the Year. He's one of the most inspirational people in the country from his journey. But now you
Mm,
see, just personally, because I'm a massive Fury fan, but now I go on his page, and if you just scroll through the videos, it's negative. It's calling people this, calling people that. But like you say, it's just talking shit to stay relevant. But do you
yeah, yeah.
feel that's the way to be?
Nowadays, especially with how social media is, it seems to be like the only way you need to be,
Mm,
because people only seem to be interested in conflicts, in controversy, and so if they have to talk shit to get the name out there, then people are gonna fucking do it.
mm. Well, now we've got that shit out of the way. Let's get back to you, mate. The last question. As always, it's a pleasure, but you've got a big few months coming up next, and
Definitely.
I want to know where you see yourself come the end of the year. What have you done?
At end of the year, I'm gonna win the English title. I keep saying this, and I will continue to say it until I win it. That's just my goal at the moment. I'm not gonna stray away from something I've focused on for a very long time. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows this is what I'm going for. And once I've got it, I'll push forwards. So that's where I see myself by the end of this year.
Mate, that's where I see you by the end of the year.
Am
As
I?
usual, it's been a pleasure to speak to you, mate. I've been Lyndon
As well.
Dixon. He's been Sajid Abid, and we will see you on the next one.
Thank you.